Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much once again for coming to Monday night, the gate of trust, the duty of the heart. A night that we speak about emunah and bitachon, one of the greatest challenges and most likely the best gift that a human being can have. If you have emunah and bitachon, anything you want, you have the key for everything. How do we call it in simple Arabic? Master key. You know what I mean, master key? A key that opens any doors. The door of the gate of marriage, shidduchim, shalom bayit, children, parnasa, briut, is good for every age, for every situation. Abotech b'Shem, chesed is ovenu. A person that has faith in God, he will have chesed around him. Kindness will surround him in every moment. He will never get upset, he will never get mad. How lucky a person is. So today I'm going to speak with you about maybe two topics. Two things that I want to teach about emunah and bitachon. How do you come out from obstacles? How that obstacle start in the first place? Now we have two doctors here. Usually we have much more. But I believe in this room we have only two doctors. That they are dentists. And being the fact that they are dentists, I'm going to talk about something that they can relate to. You know, when you speak about a topic that people can relate, you know, you can be connected much more easy. Dr. Albert and Dr. Daniel, perhaps, I will ask you these questions. The question is, when a person is coming to you and he need root canal, he need filling. Now, the easy ways, and even though you're honest, Baruch Hashem, you're going to do the filling or the root canal and next. But a smart doctor, especially Dr. Albert is a Nudnik doctor, he will try to teach him for 20 minutes how next time to prevent. A normal doctor do not want to teach you. He will send you out with the gift of candies. Please, right? I realize that in any dentist, the children come, they get gift candies. What kind of nonsense is that? I don't understand. Candies is what got him here in the first place. After he made root canal, he gave him candies. Not one. Beli ayin hara, kol dechfin. Why? Because a normal doctor wants you to be back. But a smart doctor said, let's touch the root canal. And the root canal, if you fix the root, everything else is fixed. It's all about the root. It's all about the root. What's the purpose to go to psychology? Why people is paying $350 for 1 hour? They call it professional hours. You know what's it, Dr. Dani? What's professional hours? They give you 45 minutes and they call it professional. You know what's the meaning? They steal money from you in a professional ways. You're going to pay only in America. Israeli steal, he tell you I'm stealing money from him. I'm not going to make it nice and I'm not going to give it. In America, perhaps, the land of opportunity. I'm stealing money and I'm doing it with so delegate. Professional hours. What mean professional? 45 minutes. Now, why people is going to psychology? What's the reason? People is going to psychology, and this is the met, to try to figure out the root of the problem. What's the root that I'm not successful? What is the root that I cannot go and get married? What is my issue from the core? Now, Cohen, Behemet, psychology is helping. Yes, he's helping to his own pocket. They said that matzah call lechem oni. A matzah call a poor man bread. One time I saw a rabbi that stand and he said, why we call matzah poor man? Because anyone that buy matzah become poor because of the price. And the only one that become rich, the one that sell it. For him, is not poor. You know how much costs matzah? 1 kilo that cost, one really regular kilo of flour, how much cost? How much? $3, $4, $5? Matzah, 1 kilo can cost $40 for a kilo. Sometimes even more. Unreal. So, when you go into psychology doesn't really help you. Its purpose, I don't know if it's even if it's purpose to help you. Maybe there are few tzaddikim and Sodom, maybe few righteous. Its purpose is to make sure that you're going to have as many sessions because you need to make money. Every session is $350. So you need you to have 10 or 20 sessions because then, Baruch Hashem, Parnasa is working. Today we're going to teach you what is the core of all the exile in our life. What's the purpose? What's the reason that we have exile? And now exactly we can go out from it. Gabriel, what the topic? This is the introduction topic for the next year. This is for marriage, for people that are already solid, not necessary for single only. This is the gate of trust. In 25 minutes, it's going to be another class for couples, different topics. But today we're going to speak about what's the core of all the problem. You know what's the core? They have one pasuk. One pasuk that tell you the problem, the essence of all the problem. ויקם מלך חדש, אשר לא ידע את יוסף. ויקם, no, I got confused. ויקם מלך חדש, אשר לא ידע את יוסף. You know what I mean, ויקם? Stood up a new king that didn't know Yosef. A minute that you don't know Yosef, what exactly happened? You're going into exile for 210 years. A minute that you don't know what is the secret of Yosef HaTzadik, Yosef HaTzadik was the only Jew in the world history that was never in exile. He was 80 years, the richest human being in the world, the most successful human being in the world. He had money to support the whole Jewish nation for 80 years. He had the Almighty God, not 40 years like Moshe Rabbeinu, 80 years. He was never in exile. The whole world have nothing to eat, and he's multi-billionaires. And he provides food to the whole world. What exactly Yosef know that nobody know? And if you don't know it, you're going into exile. A minute that you miss the point of yourself, that's it. You know what Yosef? Asher lo yada et Yosef. I'm going to give you two explanations. One of them is Netivot Shalom, and the other one is Rabbi Elimelech Mlizhansk. Netivot Shalom ורבי אלימלך מליז'נסק. זה הרב אמרמי. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ideas behind. Life-changing ideas. Life-changing ideas. Netivot Shalom write like this. A minute that you don't know it yourself, וימררו את חייהם. Your life become bitter. Meaning all the obstacles. What Yosef knew? What Yosef? Yosef knew two things. The first thing is, עיניכם הרואות כי פי המדבר לכם. פתאום. We are right now in Shovavim. Yesterday we did, in our community, and many communities are doing it, Ta'anit Dibur. Ta'anit Dibur meaning from 7 o'clock in the morning, from the minute that you wake up in the morning, until 5 o'clock you don't speak. Not one word. You read in Tehillim, you can speak, only Torah. And you can eat, but you don't speak. And for, how much, maybe 10 hours, you have to finish 3 times the whole Tehillim. 3 times the whole book of Tehillim. 458. 3 times plus 8 chapter. Keminyan Chatan, Keminyan Nachat. Known to be the Ta'anit Dibur, David considered to be 64,000 Yom Kippur. 1 day of being quiet equal to 64,000 Yom Kippur. Unreal, huh? שעת נעילה, השם הוא אלוקים, השם הוא אלוקים. 64,000 like this is 1 day. We don't understand if you have ability to speak Lashon Hara. And you don't speak even once, the Gaon within the right, no angel can stand next to you. If you prevent even once to speak Lashon Hara, do you know what Yosef HaTzadik knew? כי פי המדבר אליכם. When he said to the brothers, I'm Yosef, how do you know? You look like Arabs. How do you know? He said, you see that my mouth is talking. You know what I mean, my mouth? Come the Netivot Shalom and write, be very careful in the food that you eat. The food that you eat and the word that you take out. The mouth is the only business that have input and export. How do you say import? Right? Export business and then input. That's what I was right. Baruch Hashem. Meaning what you eat but what you eat will lead you. Eating unkosher food. Eating unkosher food. Or eating in unkosher ways. Meaning do not make berachot. Eat like people eating like attacking the food. Cohen always told me that the way to define who is a refined human being, look the way that you eat. The way that you eat can say a lot about the human being. Self-control, making berachot, beracha before, beracha after, dvar Torah in between. If a person do not eat right, he will lead them to do what? Pegam Abrit. The source of Pegam Abrit is what? Not eating in the right ways. עיניכם הרואות, וזה פתאום. You know what I mean פתאום? Paro is asking the Jews to build 2 mountains. What's the name of the mountain? Pitom veRamses. Why do they call it Pitom? You know what's Pitom? Pi Tehom. You know what I mean Pi Tehom? Pi is a mouth. Tehom is a rag bottom. Paro told them, you know what lead you here? Your mouth. A mouth of a human being can lead you all the way to the ground. A mouth of a human being can lead him to divorce. The same way when you're going to get married, you're married, right? No. Shana Zot. Be'ezrat Hashem. How are you going to get married? By doing what? Jumping on there? Paying $300 to a plate? How are you going to get married? When exactly? What's the most important thing in the wedding? I asked many people, they said yes. To get married, and then we can, Malajo, all of them. To pay for it. This is the most important. To have 17 different kinds of meat, 26 fish, and 26 salads. This is the most important. What's the most important things? What's the most important things in wedding? When you're standing under the chuppah and you tell your wife, Are at mekudeshet. That moment, it take 1 minute. 1 minute is the most important moment in the weddings. They call it in English a solemn moment. Rega kadosh. If this is so, how that should become your wife from the mouth? When you say Arat Mekudesh, it should become your wife, right? Let's do. What's number 1 cost of divorce? Verbal abuse, not physical abuse. A mouth can build the relationship, or a mouth can destroy it. When a person eats unkosher, what exactly happened? He can fall down to Tikkun Abrit. And a minute that a person פוגם בברית, וראה בך ערווה דבר, ושב מאחוריך, when בורא עולם see that a person is doing sin with the brit, God said, I have nothing to do with them. וראה בך ערווה דבר, when God see lack of modesty, ושב מאחוריך. So the first thing that Paro knew, the first thing that he said, what bring us in down to all the obstacle, to the exile of Egypt is what? The mouth. The mouth. That mouth that a person eat unkosher. That mouth that a person didn't do berachot. Not before and not after. That mouth that in our generation became so easily to curse. You know, today if you're not cursing, you're not cool. You have to know curse in any language. In Hebrew, in Ashkenaz, in Yiddish, in Bukharian, in Russian. Why it becomes so cool to curse? I don't understand. Why do you, it's embarrassment. Embarrassment that another Jew can curse. And so easily. In Yosef is telling the brothers, you know how you know that Ani Yosef? Kipi. My mouth is a holy mouth. The first thing that you have to know, what bring a person to all the problem and all the obstacles in life is what? Is the mouth. Even the breed come because of the mouth. Everything bad that ever happened in a human being happened because of how that Chazal said, Amavet ve'achayim be'yad harashon. Death and life is in the hand of the tongue. So the first message, what did they say about Moshe Rabbeinu? ותראה אותו ונער בוכה. She heard that the child is crying. How do you cry with what? With the mouth. Right? The noise is coming from the mouth. A minute she heard him cry, she had mercy on him. A person have to cry. A person have to cry. Because all the obstacles and all the embarrassment and all the difficult moments in a person's life happen because of one item. פגם הברית. And how פגם הברית starts? Because פגם הלשון. Beautiful נתיבות שלום. Beautiful נתיבות שלום. So a person have to remember, the first message of tonight is to keep the mouth. To keep the mouth. The second message is not less important. Very nice. The second one is, the Gemara said, it was a story with Ravuna. Ravuna, one of the biggest rabbi in the time of the Amoraim, maybe 1500 years ago, was a generation of giants. Ravuna had a manufactory of wine. Wine. This moment, one day you wake up in the morning and all the barrel of wine went sour, went to become what? Vinegar. What exactly are you doing at this moment? A minute that overnight, you lost all your money. And not only you lost all your money. I remember one time, I don't know if I ever shared with you the story. I had an uncle, my uncle, זיכרונו לברכה, מדיס דברי תורה, is going to be לעילוי נשמתו, משה בן אסתר, מור אבי, הרי נכפרת משכבו, מיכאל בן אסתר. Tomorrow is the הילולה, the askara of my father. I remember one time I came to visit him. It was when my uncle lost $400 million. He was the owner of 50% of Providence, Rhode Island. It was in the 80s. I came to visit him, and if you remember, in the 80s, it was crash in the market. I'm not only talking about stock market, I'm talking about real estate. The real estate went ballistic down. Ballistics. Now, happened maybe in the 90s. No, in the 2000 happened in Orlando, in Florida also, was crisis, that the prices went. I know so many of my students lost all the money that they have. But we're talking about small money. My uncle lost 400 million. And I came to him and I said, Uncle Moshe, don't worry. I was Bahur Yeshiva. I was passionate. I came and I said, Moshe, don't worry. Believe in Hashem. It's all about Hashem. Kol man David Rachmana letav Avid. It's all good. And he's looking at me and said, that you ever lost $400 in? I was Bahur Yeshiva. I never saw $100. You know, the first time I came to America, you know. I said, no. He says, can you lose 400 and then come to me with the stories of Emunah? I just lost $40 million. And you come to me, you never even lost 400. Come Ravuna and one day lost his job. One day lost all his company. And he didn't only lost his company. Imagine if you closed the stores and you took machines that cost few $100,000. Now, the company that you took the machine, they don't care that you closed the store or not. You still have to pay a few $100,000. You took loans from people, you still have to pay the loans. What do you do in this moment? What do you do in this moment? The rabbi came to visit Ravuna. They came to visit Ravuna. And they asked Ravuna, what exactly happened? What kind of avera you did? You know what I mean to ask one of the biggest rabbi in the generation, what kind of a sin you did? He said, "V'chechashud ani be'enaychu." What, you suspect me to do avera? And what is the answer to him? "V'chechashit kodesh abrechu be'enaychu." I don't understand, if you're righteous, so what, God is wrong? I mean, either wrong. Either God is right and you're wrong, or either God is wrong and you're right. What is this? What, you coming to us and you tell us like you're the tzaddik, meaning that God is the Rasha? He was quiet. He realized that something is wrong. So they asked him, what exactly you did in the business? He had a manager. And he didn't pay his manager the bonus. He didn't pay him the salary that he promised him. So they came to him and said, you see, now we know why. Because you didn't pay the manager. Dr. Albert, Ravuna, I showed him the camera. You see the manager every day steal $300, $400 from the register. You want me to pay him money? I don't understand. The guy is ganav. Every day. Say thank you, I don't fire him. I still hold him in the company. You want me to pay him? They said, no. You cannot make the decision. You have to go to a courthouse. You have to go to a courthouse. And whatever God is doing, He's doing for it. And you have to accept it with happiness. And the moment that Ravuna accepts the difficult with happiness, is the moment that the mazal change. Remember how long it took for him to lose the business? One day, right? How long it took the business to come back? Day after, when he paid back the salary of the manager that's stealing money every day, meaning he accepted, he said, God, I don't doubt. The rabbi tell me I have to do it, that's it. He paid the full money, few $1,000, for a person that is ganav, אבל chutzpah, and he give him the bonus. Which bonus? Not only salary, even bonus. He accepted with happiness. Day after, you remember that the wine became vinegar, right? It became vinegar. You know what the Gemara said? Day after it was crisis, the whole world lost their vinegar. Vinegar was the most hot market items in the market. Suddenly nobody have vinegar. Everybody came, they pay him 5 times over the price of the wine. Now he become rich. Day after. Come Chazal and tell us, Asher lo yada et Yosef. Et Yosef. You know what you mean, Asher lo yada et Yosef? Do you want the mazal to change? Do you want to accept small bitterness in order to avoid big bitterness? Sometimes somebody's scratching your car, and what do you do in this moment? I'm going to swim, and you're going upset, and you're asking God why. Sometimes you're coming in and you get tickets, and you come into a synagogue and you get tickets. So I don't understand, God. I didn't get ticket the whole week. The whole year I didn't get tickets. I came to the synagogue, I got parking tickets, I got phone tickets, and I got speeding tickets. I don't know, God, what exactly happened? Why bad things happen to good people? Sometime, a minute that you become religious, you accept Shabbat, Sunday you be in fire. What do you do in this moment? What do you do in this moment? Listen to what Yosef did. Listen to the message that we need to know. And that one is an important message. Accept small bitterness with happiness. You're going to avoid big bitterness. This woman came into the rabbi. Wow, what a story. What a faith you need to have. This woman came into the rabbis. Elderly couples. They are both 65 years old, meaning pension. That's it, pension. Now, they came to the rabbi and they showed the rabbi the stories. The rabbi didn't believe. Tzaddikim in our generation. Rabbi Amrami. They came to the rabbi in Yerushalayim and they came to share with him the stories. They came to say, Rabbi, you know, we bought a house. You know how long it takes in Israel, even in America, to pay for the house? 30 years. 30 years to pay mortgage. You know, in age 60, 65, you already paid the mortgage, you feel release. It was a guy next door, a businessman. Every day came to the husband, drive him nuts. Listen, I have a plan. I'm going to make buildings in Yerushalayim. You want to invest money? You're going to make so much. You're going to make so much. All day long, he's driving him. Invest the money in the company. I'm going to make you money. I'm going to make you triple. I'm going to make you 4 times. Every day. After 1 month, him and his wife got convinced. You know what they did? They sold, they went into the bank. They took a new loan, correspond to the house, meaning if the house was 2 million, now they took 1 million. 1 million, they put the house to be guaranteed. In the age of 65, they gave them the million. 3 weeks later, the company gone. And the money is gone. Why? What do you do? What do you do in this moment? What do you do? We, from a small and foolish ticket, we get depressed the whole week. Age 65, losing the only items that they have, the house. Now they have to pay 1 million shekel for the next 20 years to the bank. 65 until 85, they have to have money to pay the bank. Cohen, what do you do, Cohen? What do you do? Abba, what do you do? You know what they did? They start dancing. So the rabbi asked the woman, why do you dance? She said, Rabbi, I just came into the shiur Monday night and I heard the message that God took millions and gave us 30 years of life. What is better, to have the million and to die tomorrow? Or to lose the million and to have 30 years of life? Accept small bitterness in order that a big bitterness, in order to avoid big bitterness. Do you understand the logic? Do you understand the logic? We're thinking that we can change the bitterness. Where do we see it? Where do we see it? When the Jewish nation went in the desert, what was the first test of the Jewish nation? Remember the first test? A few weeks ago, they went into the desert and suddenly they have no water. And the water was bitter. What God told Moshe Rabbeinu? Take a stick, but that stick is also bitterness. Who put bitter stick in the bitter water to make it sweet? What's the logic? If you tell me that the stick was a sugar stick, I agree. The stick was a bitter stick. And he told Moshe Rabbeinu, take the bitterness and put it in the bitter water and hold it. Come to Netivot Shalom and explain. Do you know what's the secret? Take a small bitterness and accept it with love. You're going to make anything less sweet in your life. Yosef HaTzadik, when his brothers sold him, he was happy. When they threw him into the jail, he was happy. How do you know that he was happy? He asked the two Arabs, the Sarah Mashkim and Sarah Ofim, the minister, how do you call him? In English, how do you call him? Sarah Ofim and Sarah Mashkim? The butler and the baker. Why you faces down? Why you look depressed? They looked at them and said, what do you mean? Why your face is up? Why are you happy? What do you mean why I'm happy? I'm happy because I accept the bitterness with happiness. A minute that you accept a difficult moment with happiness, day later, the price of the vinegar is going up. Not the price of the wine, the vinegar, the bitterness suddenly become expensive. There's no bitterness in them. A day later, the bitterness that you fought become in a very high level. Wow. 2 messages. If Paro knew Yosef, he would never act like this. You know why we went into the bitterness in life? Because Asher lo yada et Yosef, he didn't know Yosef. What he didn't know? He didn't know that your mouth is the most important weapons, the most important tool in your body. Shidduchim wise, Shalom Bayit, children, Chinuch Eladim. It's all about the mouth. It's all about the mouth. If you keep your mouth clean, if you keep your mouth pure, not cursing, not speaking the negativity, not judging no one. If you keep your mouth kosher, meaning kosher food coming in, you will protect yourself from tikkun habrit, from gam habrit. And if you metaken yourself from gam habrit, anything else will be fixed. Because this is the centerpiece, especially during Shuvavim. And last but not least, this is what Paro didn't know. And last but not least, accept small bitterness to avoid big bitterness ahead of you. When you accept the small bitterness in a happy moment, God will say, tomorrow the vinegar price, tomorrow the bitterness, the price is up. The price is up, that's it. Tomorrow the loss of today can be the gain of tomorrow. The loss of today can be the greatest gift that you can have tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to get this message to our life. רבי חנן בקשה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לצוק ישראל, לפיך הרבה להם תורה מצוות שנאמר, אדוני חפץ למען צדקו, יגדיר תורה ויאדיר, קדיש על ישראל.